got nobody else, you got Jesus. You know? It's a vibe, how I feel inside. It's a high, got me in a skyline. I don't need nobody but you. I don't need nobody but you. I don't need nobody but you. Dipping on the freeway, lit like it's my B-day. G.O.D. my DJ, he just be on replay. I don't need nobody but you. Nobody but you. I don't need nobody but you. I've been up and I've been down to say you pick me up and wipe me down.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What is going on? What is going on this Thumpin Thursday? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. It's an amazing day. It's an amazing day. Good to be alive. We're here today. Let me know you're out there. Drop a hey. Drop a hey, what's going on? Good afternoon over on Instagram. What is happening? Good afternoon on Facebook Live. Afternoon on YouTube Live and Instagram Live. What is going on, everybody? Good afternoon. What is happening, everybody? Good afternoon, man. Listen, this is a great day. Y'all already know. I just wanted to say real quick that we were going back and forth with the name of this broadcast. And when I say we, I mean me and my producer, which I'm not going to say her name. She's going to remain anonymous. But anyway, decided to come back to Thumpin Thursday. And I'm going to go with that name. It's got a punch to it. And that's why we started it. And so we're going to stay with that for now. But listen, man, it is a great day. I hope y'all having a good day. And if you're not, you already know, make it one. Start right now and make it a great day. You can do that, whenever you want to. You can just start your day and make it great. So I'm excited today, man. Listen, I am hyped. I always get excited when I come on. I'm going to be talking today and sharing a lesson from my book. Many of you know, and many of you have purchased my first book, Overcome Your Storm and Rebuild Your Hope by me. I'm Rodney Bennett. If you don't know, go by the name of Rodney B. Speaks when I'm out here on these social media streets. But yeah, so much, man. So much packed in my first book. My first book did well. Notice I say my first book because I'm working on my second one. But so much is packed in there. I'm going back into my first book, and I'm kind of just looking over some things and extracting some of the meat in there. Some of the things that could just. My first book is called Overcome Your Storm, Rebuild Your Hope. So much in there. So much that's encouraging, that is inspiring, and so forth and so on. So from time to time, I'm going to go back and I'm going to pull out some nuggets from there, and I'll probably do a broadcast or two on what we find. So I'm excited about that. For that reason, I'm excited, man. Listen, I'm just excited, man, just to be. Period. I don't know about you, man, but just to be alive, just to be here in the hunt, out here building a business, out here, taking care of my family, fatherhood, doing everything and walking with God, representing God in the earth, being his tangible touch and representative of his love out here in the earth. Man, I'm just excited. It's just for me, it's just an exciting time. But yeah, we're going to get right into our topic today. And as you come on in, let me know who you are, where you're at. Say, hey, give me some likes, hearts, like and share, man. Put it out there, because you never know what somebody else is going through. You might be in a good time. You might be in an ideal time in your life, and you feel like everything is going good, but that might not be the next person's story. So, put it out there, like us and share, put it out there and let people know what's going on. Somebody may need to hear what we're talking about. So anyway, today we're going to be talking about chapter 6 in the book. Chapter 6 in the book is called The 7 Laws of Advancing Through Adversity. The 7 Laws of Advancing Through Adversity. Of course, in this short span of time, I'm not going to get through those 7 laws. I wouldn't even try it. But I'm going to get through a couple, maybe 2 or 3, possibly. And just to give you, you have to go, if you want the other 7, go get the book or get it back out. Because I know many of you purchased the book when it first came out. That's the only way you can get to be an international bestseller. So a lot of you already purchased the book, which I appreciate. But, grab that book. If you haven't gotten already, you can get it off of Amazon. All the digital outlets, you can find the book. And also, I have personal copies as well. That if you want a signed autograph copy, you can reach out to me and we can work that out. And I can get you a signed autograph copy. I'm just going to say that the price is good. And the price, if you buy it from me personally, the price will be better. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, we're talking about the 7 laws of advancing through adversity. And so I'm just going, again, chapter 6 in the book, Overcome Your Storm, Rebuild Your Hope. So I'm just going to talk about a couple of them, and then we're going to be finished here. So before I get into 7 laws of adversity through adversity, I was just thinking about my own life and thinking at a time where I was able to advance through adversity. And my life had a whole lot of adversity. Many of you know, some of you don't. But I escaped through the grace of God. I escaped 9 strongholds, at least 9 strongholds. And here I am, alive and well, alive and kicking. The devil threw everything, including the kitchen sink, and he failed. But anyway, I was thinking about a time when I used to live in Washington, D.C. I was part of a ministry there, Victory Outreach International, and it was Victory Outreach Washington, D.C. And Victory Outreach, if you don't know, is a ministry that they're all over the world. They're in 23 different countries, and this is certainly one of my home churches, my alma maters. And so anyway, we were there in Washington, D.C., and I remember I was working at a computer component warehouse. And what this warehouse did was they staffed, they put together all the computer systems for all of the different, governmental agencies and offices in Washington, D.C. And so I got a job there and at this warehouse, and that's what we did each day. We went out and installed these computers. We received them into the warehouse, and then we went out and installed them in different areas. So I remember when I first got the job. I remember his name was Jerome. I remember the manager. He said, you're going to have, I know you got in here because you had a decent record, but I just want you to know there's going to come a time is you're going to have some jobs and you're going to have to get a security clearance to get in some of these jobs. And if you can't, you're no longer going to be able to work here. So I said, Again, I said, But I said, well, you know what, man, just like anything else, I trust God. I'll wait for that till that bridge comes, and I will trust God. Many of you, some of you know, some of you don't know, with my lifestyle and the way I lived in and out of the streets and so many different things, I was no stranger to law enforcement. I have many law enforcement friends today who remember those days, but there were a few, 1 or 2 smudges on my record. And so anyway, so lo and behold, this job said, well, listen, you're going to have to be able to, we got this contract with the Pentagon, and you're one of the ones that's going to have to go and work in the Pentagon. And you're going to have to go on such and such a day. You're going to have to take the day off, and you're going to have to go there, and you're going to have to fill out all this paperwork, and you are going to have to get a security clearance. And this is where the adversity comes. So I was able to get on the base, and through all the checkpoints and all that, they were waiting for me, or they had my name, or whatever the case is, or the contract we work with. And so I went inside, got inside the Pentagon. Awesome structure, man. Just so honorable and so much there that just speaks to the honor and the respect of the Department of Defense. So anyway, I went there and I went up to either the second or the third floor, and people everywhere. I mean, just everywhere you look. And so I went to um, this one window where you give your name in and they check you in, and then at the same time they check you and they see what your record is and see if you're even allowed and available to be in the building, let alone work in the building. So I remember going there, went up these steps, and I'm just saying, Lord, you know, And so I remember going to the lady at the window, and I told her my name and gave her my social security number and my address where I lived in Washington, D.C. And she put the information in, and within about 15 seconds, she said, "Nope, no, you're not going to be able to get the security clearance here. We're sorry, it just doesn't. We just can't. No." And so, I turned and walked away. I hesitated for a minute, then I turned and walked away. And all kinds of thoughts are going through your mind. First of all, my first thought is, how do I get out of this place? And so it's a huge building. So I remember finally um, locating where the escalator was for me to go back down, and someone touched me on the shoulder, and they said, and it was the lady at the window, and she said, uh, she called my name, and then she said, yes. She said, well, guess what? You know what? We're going to give you we're going to give you the security clearance. We're going to give you the job. And lo and behold, here I still hold it to this day. An official Department of Defense. That's legit. A Department of Defense ID to be able to work at the Pentagon. And so that was my advancing through adversity. And of course, my adversity is tempered with spirituality and my connection and my relationship to God and his promises that I stand on, and the angels of God that are assigned to my life, that go in front of me and do things and open doors for me. But that you can advance through adversity. Don't think that when adversity happens, it's automatically a no. It's automatically going to hurt. And that's really what the book is about. The book is about how to make it through adversity and find hope and advance, and not only make it through the adversity, but find some jewels. Find some jewels that were left over as a result of you going through the adversity. And so that's what the book really focuses on. So these 7 laws, I'm not going to go through all 7 of them again. I'm just going to go through maybe 2 of them, possibly 3, but I doubt it. But I'm just going to start off with number 3 out of the 7. The third one out of the 7 says, trouble and adversity define the loyalty of those around you. Trouble and adversity define the loyalty of those around you. And what a powerful law. And it's true, man. I don't care where you're at, what you're going through, trouble, adversity, misfortune, all kinds of different things, negative things, bad things, tragic things, traumatic things that happen in your life. They will define the loyalty of those around you. And many times the loyalty of those that are around you won't be defined until you make it through some trouble and adversity. God bless you. God bless you over on YouTube, on YouTube Live. God bless you. King and Play Nation. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And so, and good afternoon also, Pastor Cindy over on Instagram. Good afternoon. And so, listen, again, back to this third law out of the 7. I'm going to go through a couple. The third law says trouble and adversity will define the loyalty of those around you. There are people that are around us, man, and they sound good, they look good, they act good, and you would think that you would think that they would quote unquote ride or die. You would think they every on all appearances, certain people around you look like they are going to be there through thick and thin, except when trouble and adversity come. When trouble and adversity comes, it defines loyalty. It shows you who's loyal. It shows you who, because only a loyal person, only a person that is real and that is going to be committed to standing with you and committed to be your friend, you're in a relationship, even a coworker or a spouse, you know what's going on when trouble and adversity show up. And so it's an amazing thing, man. It's good because it's bittersweet, because ultimately it's going to show you some people that you thought were going to be ride or die, that you thought would be loyal to you when adversity comes, but they're the first ones to walk or run out the door. And then ultimately you find that there are some people that you were not expecting, who will automatically show up and be right there and be loyal to you from the very beginning. So trouble and adversity define the loyalty of those around you. That's law number 7. I'm going to move on to that's law number 3 out of the 7. So now we're going to move on to number 6 out of the 7. And again, these 7 laws are of advancing through adversity. I said advancing through adversity. I didn't say getting stuck. I didn't say you sit by the curb and, I didn't say you go in the corner and, you're inconsolable and you wondering why, or you have to go out and smoke a cigarette or get a drink. No. I said advancing through adversity. And right there, you need to understand that you can advance through adversity. That's my daughter, y'all, walking in the background. Her name's Jael. But listen, you can advance through adversity. You can advance through adversity. Your adversity is not made for you to be stuck there and not, be able to move forward. You can advance through adversity. So here's the next one I'm going to talk about. Number 6. Number 6 out of the 7 laws of advancing through adversity. Adversity does not discriminate. So don't take it personally. Adversity does not discriminate, man. It does not discriminate. It doesn't care. Trouble, misfortune, bad times, bad news, loss of jobs, loss of spouse, car accidents, different sickness, COVID. These forms of adversity, they don't discriminate. It's not like they're out to get you. And you got to shake that syndrome from your mind of thinking, maybe it's something that happens on your job or something in school or college. And then you get this kind of syndrome that, man, they're out to get me. They were out to get me. It was all about trying to stop me most of the time. Because here's the real deal. Here's a news flash. You ready? We're not that important. We think on our jobs or in our schools or in our community that there is this integrated scheme, conspiracy, where people have conspired to work together to stop you or to why. I mean, I know that we're all great and and all those different things, and we are we can be a threat to the enemy's kingdom, but the reality is we're not that big of a deal. Whether it's on our job, and that's not to say that somebody might not like you. That's facts. It's not to say that somebody might not be happier if you weren't around. On the job, in the community, at the store, at college, in high school. Yeah, that's factual. But in those instances, are people going out of their way to conspire and come together and have a meeting and try to figure out how to stop you? Probably not. So when adversity shows up, don't take it so personally, because it doesn't discriminate. It's going to hit everybody. It's going to hit everybody. So don't take it personally and think, what, this is a plot against me. No, it's not. This is just adversity. The Bible says that the rain shines on the just and the unjust, and the sun shines on the good and the evil. It rains and shines on everybody. That's just a part of life. That doesn't mean that sometimes there is not, and even spiritually, there are some spiritual, there is some spiritual concerted effort to try and attack your life from time to time. But the reality is, there's a whole lot of things we go through, man. It's just rain in life. It's just things that happen in life, and okay, it happens. I remember I was involved in a car accident years and years ago, and a person that was involved in the accident, they had a family member who was close to me, and I was so apologetic and the person just looked at me, and I was talking to them, and they just looked at me and said, it's all right. That's why they're called accidents, because it's an accident. And I said, wow, so true. So I can talk about this one because I have migrated out of a place where I thought everything was working and plotting to try and stop me. And I had to accept that in many ways, in many instances, I wasn't that big of a deal. So adversity, that was number 2. Adversity doesn't discriminate, so don't take it personally. So I'm going to give you number 3. Now, this is half of the 7 now, y'all. So now I'm giving y'all a sneak peek into chapter 6 of the book. If you don't have it, go get it. But the third one I'm going to give you is the 7th law of advancing through adversity. It says this. It says, if you learn from trouble and adversity, they will promote you. If you learn from trouble and adversity, they will promote you. There are some things that come into your life to shake your life up and to shake it up in the right way, to put you in the right position, to put you in the right place. But the thing of it is that you got to learn from it, man. And I go into a lot of this stuff in my book. You got to be in a place of, okay, let me educate myself. Let me put myself in the classroom as I'm going through this adversity. And let me say this. I understand. It's a whole lot easier said than done to go through adversity and to expect some hope out of it, and to expect some jewels out of it, to expect some treasures out of it, to expect different things out of it. Listen, I know it's easier said than done. But it can be done. It can be done. You can go through adversity and realize there are some things in adversity that's going to benefit you. If nothing else, a lot of times, adversity shows us who we are when the rubber really meets the road. We can say, people often say, we've heard the term that talk is cheap. Well, I want to add to that and say it's not necessarily cheap. Talk is free. It don't cost you nothing to talk. Talk doesn't cost you nothing. It's free. But let the trial come. Let the sickness and disease come. Let the love of a lost one, love of a job, the loss of a job, a loss of income. Let a tragic car accident happen in your life that causes you to have a long-term injury if God doesn't heal you. And then we find out even what we're really made of. So adversity will promote us in number 1, in the sense that we find out more about ourselves. We find out who we are. We understand the kind of person I am and the kind of person I am not. Understand what we can take and what we can't take. We understand how we can stay spiritual and we can walk with God, and we can also learn that there are some levels and there are some circumstances that, if the right circumstances happen, yeah. But listen, you have to understand that if you will, and I'm not saying we rejoice and we jump up and down when adversity knocks at the door. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, while we're going through the go-through, we can grasp the fact that there's some good, and we can even begin to say that, you know what, when all this is over, I'm going to be a different person. I'm going to be better. I'm going to be bigger. I'm going to be much wiser. I'm going to be stronger. And so you can learn from trouble and adversity. And if you do, when they're over, it'll promote you to a different place. It'll elevate you to another place in life. You know how many people there are that we all see and know, and they go through some trials, and it looks like, man, there's no way they're going to make it out of this. It's going to be tough. They're struggling. It looks like this is one has them down for the count. They may never be the same. And then all of a sudden you look at that person, and not only are they out of the trial, not only are they out of the trouble and the adversity, they're a better person. They're a bigger person. They're a stronger person. They're a more compassionate person. They're more wiser. They're more in tune to the world around them. And so listen, learn from trouble and adversity, and they will promote you. They will promote you. And so I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to leave it at 3. Hopefully those 3 whet your appetite. If you don't have the book, get out there and get it. Get on Amazon. You're getting everything else from Amazon. Get off Amazon. You can get this book today on Amazon, or you can inbox me. You can IM me, and I can get you a copy of it, an autographed copy of it, signed copy. But listen, man, as you go out there, realize adversity is going to happen. Adversity and trouble, and I mean serious adversity and trouble. We look at this world and this country today, man, there is some very serious adversity and trouble in the world today. It's all over the world. It's not just in one country. It's in every country. We got to be the kind of people that can make it through this adversity. We can stand, we can be strong, and we can advance. That's something you need to tell yourself and remind yourself. I'm going to advance through adversity. I'm not going to die in it. I'm not going to get stuck in it. I'm not going to be publicly shamed and all of those different things. I'm going to advance through adversity, which means when the adversity is over, I'm going to be in a different place in my life. So listen, that is all I have today. I hope you got something out of it. Appreciate you. Thank you for stopping, coming through over on Instagram and over here on Facebook, even Facebook Live. We got some people that are in the house today. And I mean, I meant to say YouTube Live. We even got some YouTube Live people that are in the house today, and also some Facebook Live. It's all right if you didn't make it. You can catch it in the replay. But listen, just know that you can advance through adversity. Thanks. Have a good day.